Hey, what's up, my little Tattle Tells? Hey, Ramirez. Hey, Kenny. Welcome to our recap of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 14, episode 4. I don't even know what it's called. We were talking about some lunchable type of love. Y'all, hey, Smoocher Bean, what's going on? Y'all, listen, I know there's only a few of us in the chat right now. Why don't y'all literally put in how you rank this episode 1 through 10. 10 being, who said that? And 1 being Portia lying about Bolo. How did y'all actually rank this episode? Let's just get right into this. Why is Drew's assistant still working for Drew? And why didn't Drew tell Ralph what the assistant said about him? I don't care what no one says. That situation is weird to me. Here's the thing. Drew talking about something. Well, I trust my husband and it's an absolute lie. Drew, nobody's arguing about whether it's a lie or not. That's a conversation for a different day. That's the conversation between you and your husband, right? Fixing my scarf. Who said anything about that? I'm talking about your assistant. I'll get it together. I'm talking about your assistant. Literally, did your assistant say it? Doesn't matter if it's true. Did your assistant say it? And this is the one thing that Drew keeps walking around. And even Ralph's reactor. What? I'm gay. Who said that? Like, Ralph, shut up. Listen, I don't know if it's true or not. It really don't matter if he is or not. He's married to someone. And honestly, it's like, are you cheating or not? If the answer is no, fine. But honestly, Ralph, Drew got so many things to worry about you. Also, I want to talk about, where did Kenya get all this? Ooh, I am woman, hear me roar. Because when she was like sitting there with Mark, and Mark was like, what'd you say? And Kenya was like, meat. And I didn't say anything. Meat. Nope. I was raised. Listen, when Kenya was with Ralph, she was on some, I was raised to serve my man. I was raised to be humble. I was raised to be his peace. And I get it. Because Kenya was, I remember a long time ago, she was at some Dr. Umar concert, not concert, but Dr. Umar. What's it, Dr. Umar? It was some relationship guru that wasn't as bad as Kevin Samuels, but definitely wasn't anybody I even take advice from. And when you was with Mark, you were like, I was raised to serve my man and be his peace. And now that you left Mark, Drew's just sitting there eating her tiramisu, minding her business. And Kenya was like, we not doing that. No, Ralph, let me tell you what we not going to see, what we not going to do today. See, that's what we not going to do, Kenya got bass in her voice. And here's the thing. I guess because she finally broke free of Mark, and to see Drew in her mind in the exact, sorry guys, I've been up so late lately. I'm gonna go out after we get off this live, rip this bandana off and go paint the night out. But anyway, I feel like, one, you ain't had this bass in your voice for Mark, but it could be because you survived Mark and you realized you were being gaslit, and how you looked at when she sat there and she saw Drew like this eating her tiramisu. Drew was like she was eating, spoon was in her mouth, and she's like, why are you fussing at Ralph? Second of all, you guys, I literally gotta know. Hey, Kim Riley, what's going on? Hey, Kathleen. Hey, Nicole, Danny, Sherelle. Listen, Kenny said it was an 8.5. Sherelle said it's a 9. You guys, let me know how you rank this episode 1 through 10. But honestly, is so crazy to me. Anyway, let's get into this episode. Where do we start at? Okay, we're going to have to jump around because I need some questions answered. Why is everybody hating on Candy this season? True. Candy bought everybody vibrating underwear. Was it a gift I would have been given? No, but I'm not a mogul, right? And I don't have my own thing. And at the end of the day, y'all, stop being stupid. Candy is doing promotion for her candy-coated line, and for everything else she does, thoughts of her color red, all that stuff. So what I really want to know is, when Candy sent that over and Marlo's like, no. Like, if she want, what we going to do? Talk about like vibrating underwear? She going to talk, we can talk about business. We can talk about this. And Sheree's sitting there right next to her. Yeah, girl, that's right. That's what I want to talk about, business. Let me tell y'all something, Marlo and Sheree. How do you want to talk business with Candy? What y'all gonna do? Sit there with notepads? Because Candy's the only one that knows how to run a successful business. Candy's the only one that knows how to keep a bag. Candy's the only one that knows how to get a bag without having to date ex-cons. Candy's the only one that knows how to get a Broadway bag. She's the only one that knows how to stay employed on the Real Housewives. She's the only one that knows how to have a legacy on the Housewives. So honestly, y'all sitting there kikiing like Cinderella's evil stepsisters. Oh my God, if Candy wants, we can talk about our bag. We can talk about some business. Why would Candy want to talk about with you? What advice are y'all going to give it? How to have spring, summer, fall for 20 years? What advice are you going to give her? How to have late archive? I know Shape the late archive. I know it's a new business just starting off, but like, honestly, stop it. Y'all need to be asking. I don't know. I thought it was really like, now, you know, if you want to talk about a bag, but I ain't talking about underwear, Marlo. What y'all going to do? What are y'all going to add to the conversation? Candy going to be sitting there being like, what else y'all want to know? And y'all going to be like, so when I say I have a fashion line, do I take 9 years to bring it to fruition? And even when the season's up, still not even have an Instagram store up? Or like I don't understand why everybody, not everyone, honestly, I thought Sheree was cool and I thought Marlo was cool. I don't understand why they're coming from sorry. I was up late last night. I don't understand why they are coming for Candy so much. Side note, I just want to say to everybody in the chat right now, legs and knees and hips and body, legs and knees and hips and body. See, I come to say my man. I'm sorry. I think it is, listen, Candy said, I don't understand anyone who would want to be Candy's bad side. I'd be asking her for advice every day if she is my friend. That's right. This was a solid episode. Hey, MSJC. I do think, sorry, y'all. I gotta hold on. Let me turn this damn air conditioner on. Hold on really quick. Oh my God. Before I turn this air on, can we talk about Todd's apartment? Yo, why are we watching a little power struggle happen right in Candy and Todd's relationship? Hold on, y'all. Turn this on. That's weird. Is the air conditioner working? Huh? I hate you. Sorry. So sorry, guys. Legs and hips and chest and body. Y'all notice Portia ain't have a line in that song. I don't know. It's been on my head for the whole day. But okay, let's get into this because I actually took some notes. I tell you, legs and knees and hips and body. Okay, so listen, right? Drew saying, let's take it from the top, make it drop. Gay, my husband being gay is laughable. Again, Drew, you know that's not the point. Did your assistant say your husband was gay or not? If he did, right? He is spreading rumors about your husband. Does not matter if these rumors are true or not. Does not matter if they are unfounded or not. I don't care. First off, they're true. Why are you putting my business in the street? If they're not true, why are you spreading rumors about your employer? Either way, how is that person still employed? It really don't make sense. And did you see Drew's face when somebody was like, who was it? When Sheree was like, he said it was gay. And Drew was like, this is unfounded. I don't have any evidence of it. And Sheree, that's one thing I will say about Sheree. She keep a receipt. When Sheree says something to you, she is the bone collector, but she ain't a bone collector like Portia that just be making things up like, yeah, your husband was in New York yesterday, and he said his name was Marvin, and he told these two girls, to which anybody watching Real Housewives would have been like, Portia, let's just say everything you're saying is true. How do you know Todd was in New York? Okay. How do you know he met two girls? How do you know he told them the name was Marvin? This happened last night. How did it get back to you in Atlanta? You didn't even know that your granddaddy would have fake bios up and was running a scam. You were the literally that looked at Von Damme damn scammer him and was like, oh my God, Lauren, look, it says it's worth $50 million. And Lauren was like, Portia, that's 500 million. Wow. How much is Jay-Z and Bey worth? Oh my God, he's worth as much as Jay-Z and Bey combined. And then what did she do? She literally threw away her reputation, her job, her everything, chasing after that man because she thought she secured her retirement plan. So you don't even know what's going on in Atlanta. You didn't even know that the streets are saying that Simon got that scammer money. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Nobody said he worked at the Piggly Wiggly, but I assume if you are beautiful, I assume if you are available, I assume if you are on an actual show that gives you visibility, that you could get better than scammer money. You hustling backwards. You dating basically the neighborhood dope boy, right? Metaphorically speaking. My whole point of this matter is, if we actually thought about it, it's like you didn't know Cordell was cheating. You didn't know Dennis didn't mess with you like that. You ain't see anything coming. But now you got your streets, you got your ear to the streets in New York, and they're saying just last night, Todd was out in the club pitching up on some girls, telling him his name was Marvin. And on top of that, we, the housewives public, if we didn't believe it, we were like, could this rumor be true? I think that's why Todd Candy was like, I can't believe this. Portia, even if it was true, how'd you hear about it so quick? How? You don't even know what's going on in Atlanta, or else you wouldn't be with Simon Cambodia. You know what I'm saying? To literally play an African queen to a man that allegedly never wanted to be Nigerian until he found out that people believed he might be richer with Nigeria. Side note, before we get back to the episode, remember when everybody was saying Simon was a scammer and broke and ain't have no money? Okay, it was me. I'm everyone, right? And remember when Simon posted on his page that he had just one of his funds that he owned had gone was about to go public. It was $1 billion SPAC fund, anyway, SPAC fund. I'm not going to explain what a SPAC fund is, but remember when he explained that it was about to go public for multi-billion dollars and blah, 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 blah. And he said Bill Gates and all these other people invested. Whatever happened to that fund? What happened to that fund? Judging by your vacation to Antigua and judging by your vacations to Costa Rica, and Nigeria, what happened to that fund, Simon? Is that post still up? I wonder if anyone's actually going to do a where are they now on Simon Cambodia and his scams. All right, fine. I'll stop dragging. I'll get to the point. Listen, using Portia's thing. But what she said on those clips just didn't make any damn sense. You mean like Marvin? Yo, Portia is so dangerous, but I guess it came back to haunt her. Side note, I'm putting up a video tomorrow. I got some tea on that and what's going on for a spinoff, but we'll talk about that later, all right? Let's see. Hold on, where are we at? I just got completely sidetracked. Oh, so back to what I was saying. So Drew's saying she has no proof of that. And Sheree, being that bone collector she is, she gonna keep her receipt. Was like, she turned up her brightness on the phone and was like, this you? She turned her brightness up on the phone and showed her the picture and everything. And Drew was just sitting there like, and then Ralph was like, come again? And he was like, bone collector, he said you were gay. And Ralph was like, that's absurd. I have never, ever, ever in my life. And to the point of, again, I don't care if Ralph likes to ride all the rides and slide down all the slides. I don't care. My issue is, Drew, why do you have somebody in your household who is messy, who spreads rumors, who talked about all Sheree's business, and you know he's going to talk about all yours? This is actually what made me feel kind of sad and be like, damn, I think Drew is in like an emotionally abusive relationship. And part of me thinks this is half fake. But part of me also is like, because usually people in emotionally abusive relationships, they stay with people that like they keep people around them just because they can't have any other friends and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Even if the next, not the right person. Or maybe Drew is just like a little, what's the words? Like cheap. And Anthony's working for free because he wants camera time. And Drew's like, fine. She got a little slave for camera time. Anyway, right? Drew talking about she doesn't wear a ring. They did that montage of her never having her ring on, which makes me think, did Drew have a ring? Did the cubic zirconia fall out? What happened? Listen, and the fact that she never told Ralph that boy had been saying anyway, right? back to Marlo and Sheree. What is their issue with Candy? Maybe they are all jealous. She wants to talk about business. Listen, I don't understand that. Side note, can we honestly, I'm going to read the comments in a second. Can we honestly talk about what was up with Kenya and that story about the coyotes? The story just got more and more and more and more weird the more and more and more that I heard it. It was so odd. You guys were hunting coyotes. You guys shot the coyote, but the coyote wasn't completely dead. So you guys tracked the coyote's blood, which I want to say this, tracking a wounded animal is not easy at all. Tracking a wounded human is not easy. So you guys had to track a wounded coyote, and you traced it into a cave, but then the cave was such a turn on that you guys started going at each other. But then you heard something, and it was a coyote. And then you had to chase it down again and put it out of its misery. I don't know why a wounded animal fleeing for its life is a turn on. But then Candy said, Kenya made that up. And I said, why would she? But I will say one thing. While I was doing that, like listening to her, did anybody remember the book, The Pearl? It's an old, like, short story. It's about this guy that found this giant pearl, and he's Indian American, Native Indigenous American, and he found a giant pearl, and he, all the poachers wanted it. The poachers were white, and they tracked him down, and they were going to kill his whole family to get it. And his wife kept saying, because they had a newborn baby, can you let the pearl go? Can you let the pearl go? And he was like, no, this is going to change our lives. So they had to go hide in the caves. And the poachers, the trackers were looking on them because they were going to find them, kill the whole family, and take the pearl. So they were chasing them down. And then they went into the cave, and the baby woke up in the middle of the night and started crying. And the sharpshooter from the trackers, like, fired off in the coyote. And it actually, like, hit the baby. So the baby died, and then they had to walk back to their nation, and they were walking back, their tribe, and they were walking back, and it was such a sad scene. And then he took the pearl and he threw it into the lake, and it just reminded me of Kenya's story. And I was like, did you read The Pearl and make that up and made it into like erotic fiction? That's what it sounded like to me when she read The Pearl. Like it's like I don't know. It just reminded me of, you made The Pearl into erotic fiction. I don't know if it was true. It was giving me weird and literally had me looking at Kenya like, that's what delights and excites you. I guess, right? Listen. Okay. But then I'm like, why would anybody make that up? Surely. Anyway, let's get more into this episode. Also, hold on. Where else were we in the notes? That was just so weird. Legs and knees and hips and body. Oh, wait. Let's do the real slow jam. Ooh, and my heart can't take no more. I hear the sound of the pain. I'm singing Flatline by Portia. Okay, hold on. Listen. Again, how does she have all that mouth for? Ralph. Also, that marriage therapist that Drew and Ralph went to, ew, I didn't like him. I didn't like him at all. When Drew was like, no, when Ralph was like, oh, she said Dr. King called you a maniac. And he gave that serial killer smile and was like, how about we not talk about no more what Dr. King said? And that's the way he looked. And I was just like, I don't like it when people have pure rage in their eyes, but then still give me a smile. That scares me. It's like, keep a stank face like Stormy in Love and Marriage Huntsville. But like the way he's like, well, how about we not worry about what Dr. Ken say anymore? How about we just worry about your own problems? I was just like, oh, if I was in that marriage counseling, I'd have been like, I don't like you. Like, just a little bit. You're supposed to be a professional. And I felt your aggression and your anger that I told my husband, you said you were a maniac. How about you as a professional? Don't tell me my husband's a maniac. And then you don't have to worry about me carrying the bone. You're the one that messed up on your professional responsibility, not me. I was just a mad wife talking ish to my husband. Listen, hey, it's Latasha. What's going on? Oh, wait, is that Giselle's therapist? That means it all. Listen. Yeah, Todd's face when Kenya was telling that story was like, she was like, literally. No, listen, that's Giselle's therapist. Enough said. He cannot listen. You said I think Mark was referring as Mark is a coyote. Maybe it was a nightmare she had, and she was like, "Oh yes, this is better." Listen, you said I think she was making up too because it was just embarrassing. Maybe if that's Giselle's therapist, that explains a lot. He had a lot of bass and a lot of attitude. I've been like, really, sir? Like, I really would have been like, okay, let me explain something to you. I pay you, and I don't like to pull rank, but if you sitting there talking to me like I'm three, let me tell you. Well, let me tell you something. Do you want to get this next? Because we can stop this right now. Like, what are we doing? Listen, how much is it an hour? $2.75. We've been here for 15 minutes. Do you want me to prorate or do you just call it even? Because we don't ever have to see each other again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, you said the reason Kenya can give Drew advice on why she has so much smoke for Ralph is because she's been in the exact same position. She probably, no, I agree with you. Cooley, I 100% agree with you. That's the exact reason she can give, but it's just interesting to see the way she's like taking all her like, no, Mark, you ain't gonna, not Mark, Ralph, no, you're not gonna overtalk me, but go ahead and defend Drew, because there's one thing that I really thought was like actually sick from Housewives in when Mark was with Kenya, the way so many people delighted in Mark emotionally abusing her and disrespecting her. And let me get this right. I don't care how much I don't like someone's personality. I'm never going to stand up and clap when I see a person in front of me or even think getting emotionally abused or anything like to me, or physically abused, definitely, but even emotionally abused. I don't care how much I don't like you. I don't care how much I think you have an attitude problem. I don't think how much I think you're pure evil. It's like, all right, cut. Why? And the way that there were so many people that were like, yeah, that's what Kenya gets. Mark should hit her. Mark should do this. People were crazy. Housewife fans are crazy. And I say that as a Housewife fan. We're crazy, y'all. Where it's like a special thing. But there's some parts where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to that side of the family. Anyway, Marlo. Why is Marlo always defending a man? Every single time a man is like doing something, you're just like, either you dead wrong or you're looking like, I think you're dead wrong, but I don't have enough evidence to conclusively say that. So I'm just going to sit back and observe and see what's going on. Marlo is always the person being like, don't be doing that. No, he just wants this and that. You're defending Ralph, talking about Drew's the reason why he emotionally abuses you, disrespects you, disappeared to Florida, hired a big booty assistant, and did all this stuff. Drew's the reason? Because if her mouth was that bad, and here's the thing, I believe, if I'm really that bad, if you really can't stand me that bad, you're not doing me any favors by saying, if you don't want to be with me, what is it? If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. What's it? Go ahead and free yourself. That's what I believe. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go and free yourself. I don't get how people complain about doing people dirty, but you ain't leave. You don't got to be here, and nobody's begging you to be here. Go, skedaddle, get out of here. Go kick rocks, kiddo. See, scram. Literally, get that F out of here. But for you to sit here and treat me bad and cheat on me and this and that, and then point the finger at me, if you don't get out that finger out my face before it gets lopped off, like I don't understand people's mentality. Again, I know a lot of people will be like, oh no, but they be so bad to them, or you be talking to him. But he is a grown man. If he doesn't like the way he's being treated, then he needs to establish boundaries. If he can't, then he needs to leave. What is this thing about, oh, you got to let a man be a man, but when it's time, and when I say man, I mean anyone that's not, it could be a woman too, but when it's time to actually be a man and be like, all right, well, be a man and take a stand. You don't like the way you're treated. You don't like the way you're talking to. You don't like this and that. then leave. But you don't want to be a man and stand on your own too. You want that whole thing of have your cake and eat it too. You want to stay in the relationship and have all the benefits of having a wife or a girlfriend or whatever. You know, you got somebody to lay up in bed. You got somebody to cook your dinner. You got somebody to raise your kids so you don't have to do that. You want all the benefits. And then when you find somebody that you think will do better than the old person, then you want to jump off, right? Got one foot in another relationship and leave that one. Again, Marlo, a man doesn't need to be defended. If he doesn't like the way Drew talks to him, then he is more than right. But it's just odd to me in every situation, even with Candy and Todd, you taking Todd's side. Now, here's the thing. I know Candy and Todd, they're solid. They ain't never going anywhere. You can take one side or the other. It don't matter. They work as a team. But I find it really, really, really odd that, like, I just found it really odd. I found it really Marlo's always on the wrong team. Let's talk about Candy. Even though Marlo did have a point about that house with Todd just wanted Candy so much to be like, yo, like he wants to have something that he can pass down to his kids that he built himself without Candy. You know what I think is going on between Candy and Todd? I don't think Todd's cheating. I don't think Todd ever cheated on Candy. Todd delights in the fact that his girl's a boss. He likes how ambitious Candy is. He likes that she's a go-getter. He likes that they can build together and they're a hustler, baby. He loves that about her. And Candy loves that Todd, you know, makes her better, that he adds value and helps her grow. And she thinks he's handsome and she thinks he's sexy and she loves him, right? I do think that for whatever reason, right now in the relationship, at that moment, I'm sure things are fine now, that every argument is a power struggle. They're literally renegotiating the terms of the relationship. They're renegotiating the terms of the relationship. I've seen that happen in a lot of my friends' relationships. You get in a relationship, it's all butterflies. You really, really like each other. You connect, everything's great. It's few things that annoy you, but you're happy to play that position because you're just so happy. It's like whatever. But once those butterflies like calm down and life becomes a little bit more real, you still love that person, but now you're trying to renegotiate the power dynamics. Let's just say the power dynamics before were 60-40 in favor of Candy. Now Todd's like, I've invested, I've done this. And Todd said in the beginning, I'm just saying, I don't know if this is the way he feels. Listen, if it got to be 60-40, that's fine, because your mom and everybody around you is very suspicious of me. You got a lot. You are very well off. You know what? If I have to give 60 and you give 40 for you to feel comfortable and for you to see that I'm serious and I love you, fine. I'll take 40. You do 60. I'll do 60. You take 40. But I think now Todd's like, yo, we got 2 kids. I show you I'm down. I show you I add value. I show you this. I show you that. At what point do I have to stop proving myself to you? Right? Candy doesn't look at it as Todd's proving herself. Candy looks at it as like, all right, well, we always been this way. You always followed me around. You always supported me. My career always came first. Things should be able to keep this way forever. And Todd's like, no, we're going to have to renegotiate that. Every conversation they have, whether it's about getting the kids dressed, what they're going to eat for dinner, where they're staying at, that condo in Jersey, Fort Lee, New Jersey. Side note, how is Marlo and Sheree talking about some? Well, it definitely don't have nothing on Chateau Sheree. And Marlo, do y'all understand the price per square foot of real estate? And this isn't even in New York, in Fort Lee, New Jersey, as opposed to Atlanta. I'm just saying, I don't think that they literally understand the price per square foot in Fort Lee, New Jersey, which is right outside of New York, super high, but I guarantee their price per square foot is higher than where Sheree lives. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. But anyway, forget about that. Let's go. Even I bet you it's, if not, I bet you it's higher than Buckhead. But let's move on from that, right? Let's also not. So anyway, he's renegotiating. He's renegotiating the power struggle. Oddly enough, it's the same renegotiation that you might have when the man is the primary breadwinner. The mom was happy to be a stay-at-home mom, but now she wants to go back to school. Now she wants to work. Now she wants to focus on her career, and she wants the person that was the breadwinner to focus on everything as well. So the other person's like, but I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for Todd this way. And Todd's like, no. Todd that way was doing that because I needed you to feel secure. But now that I've proven and you know for a fact that I'm down for you, why do I have to keep going on with this? I think that's what's going on. That I think that's what's going on. Yeah, that apartment is a good investment, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, that prenup. Listen, this is a season I see both sides. Candy belittles Todd sometimes, and he can be dismissive. I literally, honestly think that they're having a power struggle right now. Every relationship goes through it. Whenever there's certain times in a relationship where it can be stressful, where you guys can fall under the stress, or you guys can grow together, or break up or grow. Every relationship has those stress points. 2 years, 4 years, 7 years. They just have those. I think they're at like a stress point where they're renegotiating the terms. So every argument is going to be a power struggle, right? Listen. She said, yeah, it's something malicious behind Marlo's eyes when it comes to Kenya. But Marlo, did admit to loving it when Kenya gives her compliments. Yeah, that was weird tonight, too. They said, what's up with Kenya tonight giving Todd advice on renovations? I thought she's been watching too many Property Brothers. Kenya gets involved. Anyway, you know what I got to say, though? God, this necklace is always tangled. Listen, do you know what I do have to say? I do honestly believe that Kenya knows what she's doing with renovations. And part of doing really good renovations is actually being able to identify who's a very, very competent contractor. Because renovations, you can always have the visions. You get an architect to do the floor plans, then the floor plans need to be submitted to the, or the building plans if you're building it from the ground up. But in Fort Lee, the floor plans need to be submitted to the city for zoning to make sure that the occupancy is correct and all this other stuff, fire code, blah, 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 blah. You get it back, and then the contractor takes over. Listen, renovations are very easy in the fact that they are not at all easy because there's only a few things you have to do. You need to have vision. You need to have a good flow of money, but you need to be able to understand what a good contractor looks like and feels like, because the contractor can take it from like, it was only supposed to be $100,000 renovation to $600,000 and it's still not done. You feel me? Listen, Kenya did an excellent job with More Manor, and she did what you want, what a project manager, what you want them to do. Watch that money. Watch that money, because most contractors, what they do, anybody have renovations in the house, everybody knows if a contractor gives you a contract and it's too under budget, you might as well double that, because they're telling you they can do things really, really cheap. So they get started on the project, and then halfway through, it's like, we need more money. How are we going to finish the kitchen? Wouldn't you know it? That's what's going on. Listen, deep inside, Kenya and Marlo like each other, but they'll never really be friends. Deep inside, I do think Marlo and Kenya like each other, but they are two Aquarius. And deep inside, I don't think that that's the funny thing about Aquarius. They can turn off their emotions, but when you actually do get to them and you make them feel something, I'm telling you, I think that remark about Kenya's mother, Kenya is never, ever, ever going to forgive. And I think Kenya said some stuff to Marlo that I'm pretty sure Marlo's never, ever going to say, you know. I just think, right? Yeah, I actually like the property advice too. I think Kenya did. Listen, for project management, Kenya has a really, really good eye for modern design. Once you do that, you need a contractor that can make it happen. But Kenya's job is to watch over the contractor. I saw the way she watched over the contractor at More Manor to make sure that they did a good job and didn't bring her in too much over budget. She could be a property manager. She really, really could. You know, she really could. Oh, before we forget, hold on really quick. There were a few other notes I took. Oh. Oh, yeah. Y'all. Okay, so listen. Y'all got to let me know. What did you think of this? What did you think of this? What did you think of this episode from 1 to 10? I thought it was really good. I did feel like this was a feeler episode. You know what I do wish? I have a wish and a prayer for Bravo. And for Real Housewives of all of them. It's not just Atlanta. I think this season is really good, especially compared to last season. But I will say this. I do wish Bravo would let things happen a little bit more organically on social media, because I get it. Before, everything was on social media and nothing was on the show. But with Bravo, it's like, can't y'all just kind of let people like be a little snarky, walk around the issue, give us something so that we know, ooh, because it kind of seems like every episode we're watching, like what's going to happen. And it'd be nice if we had just a little bit more. This is also in Beverly Hills, just a little bit more of like where the beef came from. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I don't trust Bravo to explain it to me. But I thought this episode was really, really good. Yo, no, but that's the thing. Gloria, for elevator, there's a lot of people on the East Coast, Northeast, that have 3 floors, and especially if they have a roof deck that has an elevator, it takes you straight to the roof deck. See, here's the problem why Kenya was saying the elevator. First of all, the spiral staircase, I don't think that's fire code. Most cities, especially in the Northeast, you cannot have a spiral staircase in the middle of the room. It's not fire code. Probably that was like a 1 bedroom or a studio that they literally had access to the roof, and they made it probably into a loft bedroom and then also a rooftop, which is not above fire code, but as long as you're not planning to sell it, you're probably fine. Those spiral staircases in the Northeast, they are illegal. They are not in fire code. You know, if you live in the North, and definitely in New York City, and you have spiral staircases, do you know that you can literally stop paying rent until the landlord fixes it because it's against fire code? But anyway, my whole point is, so you look at, and the additions between the second floor and the rooftop, that's something Todd and them put in themselves. Again, it's not fire code. So how, and when Todd's like, okay, but where are the stairs going to go? Because Kenya's thinking about resale value. We can't put in traditional stairs. The spiral isn't about fire code. So we try to sell it. The sale's not going to go through because no mortgage is going to finance an apartment that's not up to license, building and inspections, right? So the obvious solution is a very mini elevator. You guys are thinking about big elevators in New York, and in the New York area, it's very common to have elevators that can only fit 2 people or 1 person and some bags. And it's right there on the first floor, and it'll take you to the second, it'll take you to the third. You've now expanded your apartments, because Todd's place obviously has high ceilings. So instead of keeping it like giant 23-foot ceilings, they turned it into 2 levels and they took the roof. Now you can legally have the second floor, and you can legally have the roof deck, and everything is above fire code, so you can enjoy it. But also when it's time to sell it for your property value or rent it out, because you shouldn't rent out buildings that aren't in fire code either. I think that's what Kenya was saying from a construction point of view. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why she was saying put an elevator in there, or else you're going to have to rip out these 2 floors, that second floor, and you're not going to have access to the roof deck. Because again, you saw with those stairs, the reason they're not fire code is those are utility stairs. They're only supposed to be used for like on like roofs and stuff, or getting into like narrow places for people that have to maintenance people. They're not for residential. You can slip, you can fall. God forbid there's a fire. You could like trip down the stairs. There's so many things that can happen for them. They're really bad for kids. So that's why Kenya was like, put an elevator in, and now you just made this whole apartment legal. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Listen, you said, but this is Todd. Well, Todd ain't want to get a generator. Todd is not getting an elevator. He's just not. Oh my God. Love and Marriage DC will be Monique's Achilles heel, like our families matter. You know what? Hey girl, do y'all think I should start reviewing Love and Marriage DC? Because let me tell you something. Monique is annoying. It might be Achilles heel, because here's the thing. Before this, I thought Chris was like old school mean, just shut up, woman, I'm talking. And Chris was a problem in the relationship. After this, I see what Monique's problem is with everyone. Monique, you are annoying. Monique is controlling. Even the way Chris be minding his business and you be picking with him. And then Chris is like, all right, we'll do that. And Monique was like, well, no, but why you say it like that? And she always makes an issue. She did that with Giselle. She did that with Candace. She does that with everybody. I'm beginning to see in the relationship, I think Monique is the problem and not Chris. Even how Monique was sitting there on the last episode saying, you know, people are like, you got a good man. He don't cheat. He watches the kids. He tries to help out. He like buys you anything you want. But you know, you don't get, like, sometimes it's not enough. Monique, you just said you had a man that's hands-on with the kids, loves you, doesn't cheat, gives you whatever you want, works hard. And listen, we see from their communication, Chris tries to meet you halfway. He tries to see what the issue is. You're the one that's just like, you know what the funny thing is for projection? Everything she said about Candace, you're like, Monique, that's you. That's you. That's you. I do think this, I think it was a mistake them going on Love and Marriage DC. And I think they need to revolve it around like different couples because Monique's annoying. Also with Carlos King, he usually does a good job of portraying Black life, but it kind of annoyed me the way they pulled up. Like the way, I don't know, it kind of gave me like weird vibes when he pulled up on the one girl in the car dealership. And she met her son there, and they were like, yeah, your dad just wants you to live right and this and that. And I was like, oh my God, is he on hard drugs? What's going on? And then he's like, yo, I'm trying my best. You know, the weed had me. And I said, you trying to make this boy a stereotype Carlos King because he was smoking weed. And you get out of here and just realize it's just a father and son having an argument, and you trying to make it seem like this boy was out there like Mookie in New Jack City, turning it up, asking how much for rocks. Anyway, listen. Yeah, listen. You know what? I do think that Monique, if she can upgrade Chris and if she can get her independence, I 100% think she will get a divorce from Chris. Not because Chris is bad to her, not because Chris is cheating on her, not because because I don't think that Monique really likes Chris. I think everything Chris does annoys her. I think she's really good at giving that fake laugh and whatnot, but I think everything Chris does annoys her. I think she married Chris for money and stability, and now that she got all those kids, she is just plain sick of Chris. I think she's just sick of Chris. I'm just saying. Listen, yeah, I thought so too. And he's like, yeah, the weed had me, and I was like, he was smoking weed with his friends. Carlos King, if you don't stop this madness, literally, if you don't stop, yes, just to find out his room smells like weed and he got like an old school father that think weed's like crack. Again, you ain't gonna be doing that. And he's like, sorry, they had me. And you could tell he's such a good kid. Even the way he showed up and was like, I apologize, I won't smoke weed again. It's just like, if y'all don't get out of my face with that mess, yes. No, I don't think Monique was ever attracted to Chris. I think the money and the stability was very, very attractive. But now that she's gotten used to the money, they got 3 kids together. I think if she can upgrade, she 100% will. I now 100% believe those rumors that Monique was like wilding out with her trainer. What was that? Sorry, that was Mushu's food. I 100% believe that she was wilding out with her trainer. Listen. Maybe it's off, but honestly, Chris has so much patience. Monique is annoying. It's almost weird how aggressive she is to make people think and act and do what she wants. And when you're just like, no, I don't want to, she gets so angry. And then she starts picking at you. It's, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I don't think it's anywhere close to Portiagate, but let's see how she actually responds, because that's the test. That's the real test. Listen. Yeah. Okay, so you guys, listen, thank you so much for joining me. I'll try to get to Love and Marriage DC and Love and Marriage Huntsville tomorrow. I'll do a live. And don't forget, next week, I'm also going to be reviewing The Real Housewives of Atlanta at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. right after the show goes off every single week. All right, y'all? Thank you so much for joining me, right? And wait, hold on. Damn, y'all team Chris? I thought he was rude to her. He reminded me of a Discount Ralph. I didn't get that. But then again, you know what? It's still early, Kenny. I'm going to rewatch that episode and actually see. I'm going to rewatch that episode through that lens and see, because no, I saw Monique being like really, really annoying. Like, what do you say when somebody's like, da, 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 and you're just like, can you let me talk? You know? But anyway, we'll see. Everybody, have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.